Hello and welcome to the studio where we paint away the stress of everyday life. All I wanted to say is don't forget to click the subscribe button, check that notification bell because I upload every Monday at 7:30 Greenwich Mean Time. That's 7:30 PM, that's in the evening, every Monday I do. Now, I don't know what I'm going to paint today. This is completely off the top of my head, and I want to apologise in advance if I've got a croaky voice and I cough during the video. I'll try and edit that out because I'm just recovering from COVID, which is not pleasant, let me tell you. Anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at the palette. So, yes, it's left me with quite a nasty... I wouldn't say chest infection or nothing like that, but I've definitely got a bit of a problem breathing, and I get really coughy. I get a lot of coughing in the mornings. It's not pleasant at all. Anyway, I'm going to try and endeavour to get a painting done today. Now, I don't know what I'm going to paint. No, but what I want to try and do is use oranges and orange and greens because they complement. Blue and oranges complement. And you've got green and red is a complement, and you've got yellow and violet is a complement. So I want to try and use all those type of colours. And I'm not going to do anything specific. I'm just going to do some buildings like I've been doing. And, well, I'll just see if we can do a painting. The hardest thing to do is you cannot do an easy painting. That is one of the things you need to understand is you cannot do an easy painting. You can do a simplified painting, but you can't do an easy painting. There's no such thing as an easy painting. Not in my book. So I'm gonna just start off with a little bit of orange. I got this urge to do a little bit of orange, not a bright orange. I want a reddish orange. I want a orange more on the red side, like that. And I'm thinking maybe we're going to start with a roof of a building, say there, like that. And I'm just going to bring that down, and this is not going to be anything detailed. This is going to be just painting impressionism. I don't know. Is it a Van Gogh type of painting? Something like that, I would imagine. So I'm going to start off with maybe a roof of a building or something like this. This is how I imagine somebody like Van Gogh would go out into a field and paint. Maybe, I don't know. Let's put something there. Let's just put a block there, like that. It'll work. It'll work. Let me think. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush. So that's the first initial step. I want to get this is like a Windsor blue. This is more of a purpley blue than a blue, if that makes any sense to you. I'm just using colours that I've had stuck in my painting drawer for quite a while. I want quite a nice pale colour because I'm gonna put in a block of colour going straight across the top there. That's going to represent my sky, I think. There we are. Now, that has made me think maybe we need to get some sort of mountainy range in there. So I'm going to go for, this is a dioxazine purple that I've got hanging around in the drawer. When people start off with acrylics, this is a type of painting they tend to paint. I noticed because I used to have an art group, and this is a type of painting they used to paint in my art groups. I'm just going to put some representations of some clouds in or something there, like that. There you go. Just a little flick of white. I'm not doing anything in detail. I don't want to do detail. I'm getting a little bit of, this is Hooker's green. I'm getting a bit of Hooker's green, a bit of burnt umber and some white. want this quite dark, this one, because I'm going to put a representation of, maybe it's a bit darker than that. Let's add a touch of black to it. And I don't mind about blacks and whites. Adding white will make your paint look a little bit chalky, and that's fine. That's fine. So I want some sort of green there. I'm looking at this. What I want to do is bring that purpley down a touch more there. I got a little bit of green on my brush. I'm going to add a little bit of green to that, because green and purple, because they're complements. If you look at your scale, you go green and violet and red violet, and this is going to delve back that. I don't want any feathered edges. I don't want any edges. I don't want anything like that. I don't want that type of effect. I want more of a feathery edge. And I'm going to get some orange. Again, I used a little bit of green that's on the brush. That's dulled back the orange, so red and green are complements. So red and green and neutralize each other. And that's good. So what I'm trying to do now is build in some sort of trees and things in the background. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do. Just trees like that. There you go. And wiping my brush. I'm not washing my brush. I'm just wiping my brush like that. I'm getting a little bit of yellow. Again, I just want to bring a bit of highlight into these trees. Now, if the yellow is not bright enough, add a little bit of white to it, just to sparkle that up a bit like that. So that's cool. Now that's brought me onto the, I just washed my brush this time. That's brought me onto these purple trees that I've just put in. Again, I'm going to get some of that lighter purple, and now I'm going to go into some green. I'm going to add some yellow to that, so brighten that up. And plop in some trees, just like that. Maybe we want to put some dark areas there like that. Let's get some of this light into this area for the trees. I'm going to get my head in the way in a minute, because I need to come across here just to see what I'm doing. There we go. He's making it up as he goes along. Let's get some orange. Okay, wiping the brush. I'm going to have to wash my brush in a second. I'm going to just increase this red. This is a crimson red, by the way. There we go. Can we see any? Yeah, it's looking okay. And let's get some yellow. I've got to get the shape of this building. I'm going to concentrate on this building just a second. Let's get a little bit more orange in there. Boom, 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 boom. I just concentrate in a second. Okay, so we need a bit of, we need some different, something there, don't we, really? Maybe we can put another building in there. Maybe we can have a building coming across. Let's get some red then. Maybe we can have a building there. Let's get some of this yellow. This is always hard when you're trying to simplify something. And like I said, I'm just painting blocks of color. I'm not actually. This is being made up as I go along. I'm not expecting miracles on this one, but let's get some really nice light green in there now. Let's just add a little bit of white to that. Let's sparkle that up. Let's get some trees in the background. Let's get some trees there like that. Maybe. I'm thinking maybe we'll add a little bit of, bring a little bit of blue in here. Let's get a bit of it. This is like a turquoisey blue color. I'm just going to drag down there. I'm going to have a bit of green. Bit of yellow. Could be a field, a cornfield or something. I'm going to paint over that roof a minute. And this is just developing. As I see it, I'm just going to get a bit of white under there. I'm just going to bring a few lines into there. I'm going to get a bit more blue. Develop into that. Maybe now I can see a bit of Hooker's green. Let's get a little bit of black to that. Got some more trees just on the side there. Go behind that building. So trying to develop that depth. Trying to develop the depth there. I might lighten excuse me, I might lighten that purple. Let me just really wash my brush well, because I'm just using one brush at the moment. Like I said, I like to experiment sometimes. I want to lighten maybe. I'm just going to put a brush of colour over there. Just like that. There's no paint on my brush now, it's just moisture. I'm going to just brush that in. Just make it look a little bit more distant is the key there. I'm thinking maybe a bit more light. Here and there, a bit of light on these trees. There you go. I was going to put a roof there, wasn't I? I was going to put another building in there, but I'm not going to, I don't think. What I'm going to do, I think, is get another tree shape there. couple of trees there. Get some more of this blue. Bring that down. Just playing with complements and colours. There we go. Right, okay. What I need to do is get some burnt umber. Burnt umber is quite transparent, so I'll add a little tiny bit of black to that just to get a couple of bits of contrasting colour into that. There we go. That gives me an idea now. It gives me an idea. Let's get some of this turquoisey colour. Let's add a little bit of white to it. A bit more white. We could get a bit of, it's just going to change my brush. Got a bit of black. What I'm going to do now is just put a few lines in, just like that. Maybe there's a fence or something going on down there like that. That's giving me another idea. I'm going to get a bit of purple. I'm just going to put a line across there like that. Another bit of purple. Put a bit of purple on the roof to separate that roof. Just like that. Let's get another bit of purple down there. That's a bit bright, but it doesn't matter. But just put a bit of purple in there like that. Let's get some of this dioxazine purple. This is quite a dark purple. Just put a line there. And maybe representation of a window. Another window. Maybe a door. That's it, there. And we could have another barn, possibly door there with a window there like that. Let's get this line like that. It's so simple sometimes. Let's get some green and put a line there like that. Let's get some hooker's green in. And these are just blocks of colour. This is just a fun painting. Bit of blue. Let's get some of this blue in there, like that. Maybe some yellow. Let's get some yellow in there, like that. Maybe we put some little marks like that. Maybe, I don't know what they are. You make it up. See what you can. How simple can you make a painting? Because that's what I feel like today. I feel like simplifying things. And this is how I see maybe these people like Van Gogh would see things. I don't know. I'm not Not as good as Van Gogh, obviously. Don't pretend to be, but I do think that this is the type of process they would go through, maybe. Just painting simplified blocks of colour like that. Get some yellow on the brush, maybe. A little bit of white. Look at that, I picked up a bit of purple now. See, that's what happens when you're messing about with. We can live with that. Maybe it'll act as a bit of a shadow colour. Nothing in life is perfect. We go through life like swimming on the sea. The sea is a lot like life, actually, if you think about it, because you go out and if you've ever swum in the sea, you know what it's like to get the current sweep at you, and there's nothing you can do against nature. When nature decides to do what it wants to do, then there's nothing we can do to fight the tide. And the tide can pull you out, and when it pulls you out so far, you won't swim back in. It's got you. And you can just continue to add things like that. You could put another grass type of pattern there. I don't know what they are. It just gives it a little bit of, just frames the painting a little bit, maybe. This frames the painting a little bit, and you can get your black on a brush and get in and just put some squiggly marks in like this. There we go. Do 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 do. It's amazing what you can do when you start to have fun. There you go. It's a very easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not. I'd be lying if I said it's an easy painting. It's never easy to paint. What it is, it's better to simplify something. And if you've got some colours that you just want to use up, then just have fun with like that. It doesn't have to be accurate. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything. Like I've said, Van Gogh would sit in a field, and that's the type of thing he would paint, because that's what he sees in his mind, and that's what art's about, is creating something from nothing. So don't worry about painting perfect portraits and perfect trees and sunsets and seascapes and things like that. Practice with the paint, get to understand the paint, feel the paint, and understand your brushes, understand your own personal brush strokes, then the art itself, when you get those creative juices flowing, when you start to paint the portraits and the seascapes and the sunsets and things like that, you've learned all the necessary skills, or you've got the feeling of the paint, the feeling of the brushes, the feeling of your own personal approach to painting. And then you put all that into other work, and then you start to improve, and then you start to get better, and then before you know it, you're a first-class artist. Trust me, I know from experience. So enjoy the painting process. Don't stress. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bells. Have a bit of fun with this one. Make it up. Don't have to follow this. Just make it up and go for it. That's what I suggest anyway. So have fun. Bye.